When we are thinking about disclosing information to someone else, there are often several reasons that we run through for choosing to disclose something or for choosing to not disclose something. And those reasons might be self-focused, other-focused, interpersonal, or situational. So let's start with the reasons that we might have for disclosing information. A self-focused reason that we might have for choosing to disclose information is simply a feeling of relief or catharsis that comes along with disclosing that information. It just feels better to get this information off our chest. It feels like a weight has been lifted. And so if we feel like that might be the case, then we may choose to disclose that information. We might also choose to disclose if doing so might clarify something or correct information that we have, or if disclosing might help us to seek support that we need. Those are all reasons, self-focused reasons, that we might have for engaging in self-disclosure. An other focused reason that we have for disclosing might be that we feel a responsibility to inform the other person of this information that we know, or to educate them in some way. So, for example, we might know that our friend's partner is cheating on them, and so we feel a responsibility to tell them that information. That would be an other focused reason to disclose information. An interpersonal reason that we might have to disclose information include a desire to maintain a trusting and intimate relationship. So we might choose to share something with someone because we feel like this is going to help strengthen the relationship that we have, and that it's going to demonstrate that we feel we can trust this other person. So that's an interpersonal reason that we might choose to self-disclose. And finally, a situational reason that we might choose to self-disclose to someone is simply that the other person was available. Or perhaps we were directly asked a question, and so we feel the need to respond to that question. Maybe we were directly involved or affected by the information that is being disclosed, and so we choose to share our side of the story. There's lots of different situational factors that might impact our decision to go ahead and disclose that information. Now, along the same lines, there are lots of reasons that we might have for not disclosing information. A self-focused reason that we might have for choosing to not disclose information is the loss of privacy that comes along with that disclosure. So once we tell someone something, that's no longer our secret, right? It's not just something that is known by us, it's now known by others. And so there's a loss there in some cases. And we might also choose to not disclose something because we fear that doing so might cause the other person to reject us or to reject the information that we are telling them. So there are definitely self-focused reasons that we might have for choosing not to disclose something. An other focused reason that we might have for not disclosing is the feeling of the loss of control over the information. We might feel that telling the other person this information will compromise that information somehow, that the other person is not going to protect the information. Especially if this is a secret, if it's something that we don't want widely known, we might choose to not disclose a piece of information because the person to whom we are talking is always telling us other people's secrets. And so we have no reason to believe that they are going to keep our secrets if we were to tell them those. So we might have this other focused reason for not disclosing because we don't trust the other person. An interpersonal reason that we might have for choosing to not disclose information is simply a fear of losing the relationship. Or we might simply decide that the information is irrelevant to that particular relationship and that they don't need to know this information. So those are some interpersonal reasons that we might have for choosing to not disclose something. And then finally, situationally speaking, we might just not have the time to share this information, or we might not have, the other person just might not be available. We need more time to fully discuss and unpack this information. Or similarly, maybe there isn't a private place that we can go to discuss this information in the way that we need to discuss it. And so we choose in that situation to not disclose the information. And these are all valid reasons for choosing to either disclose or not disclose information. And these are all factors that we are sort of calculating in our brains when we are determining whether or not we are going to disclose something to someone else.